Joe Passarelli here with another installment of This Week in Wrestling History. We actually got two events that happened today, folks. June 21st, it is June 21st, 2014. 13 years ago today, folks. 13 years ago, can you believe it? The first ever episode of WWE Tough Enough. This is June 21st, 2001. This was on MTV. For those who remember, the first, I believe, few seasons of Tough Enough were actually on MTV. This was really a groundbreaking series for the WWE. They really hadn't delved into reality-based programming before. It was really lifting the curtain a little bit behind the training and the development and what it takes to really become a WWE superstar and the training behind it. And I think that Tough Enough was a great vehicle to showcase that. 4,000 people, over 4,000 people submitted videos. Those who did not get picked to be the final 16 included current WWE ring announcer Justin Roberts and TNA Knockout, one of the greatest TNA knockouts of all time, One Dirty Bitch, ODB. That's right. She actually, I believe, tried out on the first episode of Tough Enough, where they hosted all the tryouts publicly and whittled it down to the final 16. The two winners, there were two winners, a male and a female, of contracts to the WWE. One of them being Maven Huffman. Made a pretty good impact in the WWE, was there a few years, did some work with The Undertaker, eliminated him for the Royal Rumble. Of course, Taker subsequently almost murdered him in the ring after that. And Maven really didn't do much after that. But, you know, Maven, he was good, and he proved he belonged, even if it was a short period of time. Made an impact as the first ever male winner. First ever female winner was Nydia. Of course, we all remember Nydia being paired up with Jamie Noble, with the little short jeans, the little Jamie, the little Jamie Kennedy, Jamie Presley, kind of like, you know, rednecky from the trailer park, but almost ODB's character when you actually think about it. Kind of funny how that shook out. But her and Jamie Noble actually were notable. And, of course, other notables still employed by the WWE. Josh Matthews. Josh, I got his real name written here. Lumberger. Real name, Josh Lumberger. Josh Matthews, still employed, believe it or not, by the WWE. Although, really feels like they don't really use him at all. They've been using Renee Young and Byron Saxton to do interviews. They don't use him on commentary. Seems like he's the next to go to Todd Grisham route and maybe take his talents elsewhere. If he hasn't already done so, I wouldn't even be shocked if he was in the next wave of cuts. More speculatory cuts by Joe Passarelli here on this channel. But, of course, it had a few seasons. There were a few winners. The Miz won Tough Enough for, not won, but he came up runner-up, and he obviously is still employed, former WWF champion. John Morrison was in one of the Tough Enoughs, I believe Tough Enough 2. Him and Matt Capitelli, I believe they were the winners of that one. So, really Tough Enough left its mark in the industry. Of course, the reboot in 2011, the winner, Andy Levine, Silent Rage, had one Raw appearance and then was pretty much released due to drug-related issues. So really an underwhelming impact that he left on the business. The great Silent Rage, Andy Levine, a very silent impact he made. But rumors are that the WWE Tough Enough may resurface on the WWE Network as a reboot. Probably have Bill DeMott, maybe some other trainers as well, some new trainers. I doubt you get Steve Austin again for it, but hey, anything's possible. I do believe Steve Austin hosting it into the 2011 version was awesome. I actually got to interview Ryan Howe, a.k.a. What was it, the horrible name they had for him, but of course known in the indies. Ryan Howe was actually featured on TNA also. I got a chance to interview him on the Strike Zone. Great interview, going to be uploaded soon. Still got the audio from that. We're going to upload that soon to the channel, but great stuff there. And he talked about Steve Austin, you know, his interactions with him. Skid Marks, that was his nickname. Freaking Skid Marks. Gotta love Bill DeMott. But that was 11 years ago. Today, this week. Can you believe it, folks? 11 years ago, the first ever episode of Tough Enough. Another quick snippet we're going to work in here towards the end of this video. 2 years ago was the first episode of the reboot of NXT Live from Full Sail, June 21st, 2012. Of course, later on that summer, FCW would be absorbed by NXT, and NXT would become the main and primary developmental system, and a developmental system that has been highly successful, actually being a good alternative to the WWE programming for the most part that a lot of fans like to watch. NXT's had great results, and it all started 2 years ago, June 21st, 2012. The card featured Bo Dallas, Bo leaving, baby. Got a win on the first ever episode of NXT, the reboot version from Full Sail, Florida, beating the great Rick Victor. Also, the Ascension, Kenneth Cameron and Connor O'Brien defeated Mike Dalton and C.J. Parker. And in the main event, Michael McGillicuddy, former Nexus member who would go on to be known as Curtis Axel, former Intercontinental Champion now, part of Ryback. He defeated Tyson Kidd, who ironically is still wrestling in NXT in its current form and recently wrestled for the NXT Championship. So, there you go. This week in wrestling history. Like, subscribe. Joe Passarelli. Peace.